Okay, I will call the meeting to order. I'd like to make the following statement. I'd like to begin by acknowledging we are in Treaty 1 territory and the traditional homeland of the Métis Nation. My name is Neil Harden. I'm chairing today's panel. With me to my immediate left is Robert Hutchings, and to my far left is Lynn Nesbitt. The assessor today is Michael Taylor, and the recording secretary is Belen Rojo. We will be hearing applications for revision of the assessment roll in accordance with the Municipal Assessment Act. The matters for which revision is requested have been described in each application, and we will limit discussion to those matters. The statements of the applicants the assessor make at this hearing are sworn testimony, and anyone speaking to the matters must be sworn in. Be advised that comparisons of assessments of properties are not considered evidence of market value by the board. The board is appointed annually by council and is independent of it in the city administration. It makes its decisions on the basis of the evidence provided at this hearing and issues a written order that will be mailed to all parties as soon as possible. Please note that the board's decisions with respect to an application may be appealed to the Manitoba Municipal Board if the matter pertains to assessed value or classification, or the Court of Queen's Bench if the matter pertains to the application of exemptions from taxation. Should you wish to appeal, information on how to do so will be included with the board's order. With respect to the hearing process, I will confirm the matters to be addressed with each applicant following the swearing in. We will then have the assessor's testimony followed by questions the applicant may have, and the applicant's testimony followed by questions. Each side will have an opportunity to summarize if they wish. Once all the evidence about an application has been brought forward, the applicant may leave. The process will repeat for each item on the docket today. The session will close after all applications have been heard, and the board will deliberate in private and make its decisions. You will receive the order by registered mail as soon as possible. As information, all public hearings are live streamed, recorded, and will be part of the public record. So we will start with, I understand these are business appeals, 1631 Regent Avenue West, and that's for both 2018 and 2019. So can you do the swearing in?
Yeah. So please state your full name.
Mike Taylor.
And you swear the evidence about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Do you want to swear or Please state your full name.
Yeah, my name is Joe Chan.
And you swear the evidence about to present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Do you have any evidence you want to share with the
Yes. I have a copy of the lease. I want to share with everybody.
For sure. You can send it. Thank you. I don't have a copy.
Okay, you make a copy and give it to me.
It's okay. I'll just get it from the back.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I propose we do 2018, and then if there's anything different about 2019, we'll touch on it after that. So you can proceed with 2018.
Oh, sure. All right. So the business assessment ID we're looking at here is 53908, or the business assessment roll number, 1631 Regent Avenue West. For roll years 2018, 2019, now we do them together. Exactly the same.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if there's anything different about 2019, which I suspect there won't be.
No, it's all the same. This was a supplementary assessment notice as the owner-occupant advised there's a new Manitoba Limited company taking occupancy effective at the beginning of 2018. You see below the calculations for the annual rental value. So we have the areas of 4,500 square feet. Mile-driven rents below. We have the occupancy costs applied to all the spaces to get an annual rental value of $148,440. This property was appealed by the owner-occupant for 2018 for realty assessment through Altus Group, in which case there was an agreement on value based on $16 on the main floor space, which is the top column, and $8 on the basement space. So based on those calculations, so if I'm doing 4,500 times 16, 72,000 is what I'd get for the first floor area, and then 4,500 times 8 is half of 72, so 36,000. So my recommendation would be to reduce it based on the 15-1 agreement rental values to 108,000 today. Thank you.
Okay, and how do you feel about the reduction to 108,000?
Reduced to 108,000.
Yeah.
So, can I tell a little bit history about the situation?
Okay, first of all, just interested in whether you will accept 108,000 or do you want to, I mean, it's your choice. You're free to do what you wish.
Well, it's great compared with 144, 108, right? That help. And I asked the board to really help me out, but we're in trouble. I'm just about to, the business is very making a balance. Last year, or the December, the building went to tax sales. And the sales of the capital went down 90%, right? And it's because the tremendous amount of Chinese restaurant been growing. Like before 10 years ago, it's only 170 Chinese restaurants. Now it's about 470. And then we have 10,000 more restaurants than before. Not just that, right? Just a couple months ago, we got somebody cut off all the wire on the back of the building. We had to spend a few $1,000s. We want the wire to be needles been going around on the back. And we have a bobcat there, so somebody stole the bobcat too. So we just don't know how to deal with security in the city. It's a lot of drug issue going around on the corner. Some day in the morning we found a condo in the parking lot too. We need to do the clean up. And next door, A&W and KFC is not doing my favor. All the garbage, right? They coming out the parking lot and eat and throw it around. We need to keep cleaning up. And then, so end up, right, the owner is kind of give up, right, give the triple net lease of $2,000 a month to lease to a new corporation. Hopefully they can take care of all the expenses to maintain the building, and that's what we add. So I asked the board to really help us out. They just about to lose the business. And then the landlord side, right, it's only receive about $2,000 a month right now to maintain it, try to upkeep cleaning the parking and maintain the parking. And hopefully the triple net, right, the new tenant be able to make enough to pay off the bill, the tax, everything. So adding a business tax on this, right, it's really another harm for them. We try to get them signed. Right now they put up for sale sign right now. Hopefully we can you will get a better tenant. As right now this tenant, right, it's barely demand going, and that's why the landlords are willing to accept $2,000 a month to let them maintain it. And meanwhile, it's still looking for a new tenants. Hopefully someday, right, we can give up to catch up to 100,000 a year to like we want to support the city, okay? But that the property tax plus the business tax, right? That's another act to this business. They went down from 70 to 100,000 a month down to right now 15,000 a month only to maintain the business. So that's why the landlords are willing to charge $2,000 a month to let the business get going. So I asked the board and assessor kindly to help us out in here. And I can show you the picture. All the power, the wire constant get cut out, and we have to rewire. We don't have any money to put more security up.
So you're saying that you're not willing to accept the $108,000 assessment then?
Well, we are willing to accept it, but can you take a look?
Yes. Well, I mean, you don't have to accept the number that was given. That's his recommendation. So if you can, you're free to argue for a lower amount if you so wish. One thing we're not free to do on this board is to say there shouldn't be a business assessment.
Yeah, yes. I thought business assessment is based on the rent, right?
Well, it's based on the rent plus occupancy costs, yes.
Yeah, and
So, okay.
our rent is only the lumber corporation only pay $24,000 a year for the rent.
Okay. Do you have any questions you wish to ask the assessor?
Yeah, so I understand that location is some sort of people keep saying that's prime location, but the building is so back behind. We just cannot afford to move the building to the front of the street to get the traffic. And then if you come and take a look at the situation, like we couldn't afford to clean the parking on the snow and the pothole, right? We end up we give it to some concrete company, right? So we give them for free to park there so that they can clean up our snow. It's come to that point, we just don't have a meat in the bone no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so please, I can also show you the picture. The wire of the air condition, the 600-volt line, people keep cutting out and take it for scrap metal. I just cannot try to stop it. And I asked the Boston Warranty to put up the fence. They want $4,000 to put up the fence. We just don't have the $4,000 to put more security on it. So, and then when's the last time everybody come and visit Cafe House? So we are not getting a business. There's too much choice out there. Yeah, and we just don't have, and the lease only have a 24,000. So I understand that it's been really gentle of you to reduce to 100 grand, okay? But we don't have a traffic there. So please, can you reconsider recommend to the board again?
What do you mean?
See if you can.
Lower my recommendation?
Yeah.
No, I'd be consistent with my recommendation today.
Okay, Bob, do you have any questions of the assessor?
Yes, please. Mr. Taylor, what would be based on the recommendation, what would be the base REV
For those two calls?
revised? Yeah.
So 72,000 is for the top one, 36,000 is for the bottom one.
Okay, what would be the per square foot adjusted rate?
The per square foot is $16 and $8.
Blended.
Oh, blended?
Yeah.
Would it just be 12?
Okay. And that was based on apparently the owner, I'm not sure if this is the owner or not, but had hired Altus Group to represent them in 2018.
Yep.
And you came to the assessment department, and Altus came to an agreement at $108,000 or $12 a square foot.
Yeah. The hearing was on January 24th of 2018. Dealt with Kerry Rammer from Altus. We inspected the property together early January, and none of these concerns were brought up at the time.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Sorry.
Sorry.
You will have your chance after.
Okay, so, so there was a supplementary assessment issued because of change in ownership, is that why?
I guess so, yeah. That's
Yeah.
what they sent us, was that the occupants changed from, I'm not sure.
January 2018.
Yeah, that changed from, I think Mr. Chan is the owner occupant, and he changed his partnership group that he.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
occupies the space.
in your opinion, is it an arm's length lease?
It's $2.66 a square foot.
Is it arm's length though?
No.
No, okay. Okay, in your opinion, we'll ask the property owner, okay. Okay, thank you very much.
I have no questions.
Okay, now I have no questions, so you can proceed with your presentation.
So I'm just help the lumber corporation, and technically I never owned the cafe house. I never owned TWY. It's just a family run it. And now this tenant, right, she's kind enough to take over with her skill. Hopefully can improve the business. And then the TWY, the old cafe house, cannot maintain or make it sufficient because the cafe house went on to tax sales. And it's pretty much done on that point, and we basically need to give away the business or someone can keep going. And now Lan Chan, okay, CHEN, okay, and she came forward, right? She from the Asia city from Madrid, right? She took over, and then she run it. And now with a recent campaign, right, hopefully she can balance both. As of right now, they are not balanced both, still in negative. And then they just cannot afford to pay anything more than $2,000 or more. And I try to push it up. I say that it's a city assessed this way. You got to pay me more reasonable, and they can't. And it's kind of anything I charge more than this way, or the land or charge more than this way, they can't get going. So I just hope you understand. I think city has got enough support for the property tax already. We don't need to harm the small business right now. And they lost the VLT from 7 machines down to 2 machines now. The bar is run down like hell. And used to the VLT can sufficient to maintain the building. Now the traffic is not there no more. They lost the competition, and apparently the casino is so closed, right? So people just have a few blocks out and go to the casino. They get much better machine there. So the traffic is not there. And please, I asked the board and really help with this new business out. And then hopefully in the future we can get a better tenant and pay a better rent for this.
Okay, any questions of?
And can I show you the picture? What kind of challenge we've been getting? We constantly get cut off the wire. At 600 watt, they still come and cut it all the time. We open it, the wire keep coming. Long-going issue. And this picture, there's one day, right, the backup units keep turning on. We don't know why. We call the air condition guy came down, and those people come at nighttime. They just cut a 600 watt. They just cut it out live, and I cannot stop it. We call police, and that's not the first time, second time, and every time they cut out, costs us a few thousand to reconnect it. So I don't make this up, sir.
No.
Yeah. So I just have no control about it. And then even the big bobcat, they get stolen there too on the parking lot. So, but thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Questions? Okay, and
Okay, yes, please. You presented us with a lease.
Yes.
Are you part of TWI?
No.
Why? Okay, are you the property owner?
No. I'm just represent the number corporation.
Which one?
1-888-107.
Okay. So, in your opinion, is this an arm's length sale, or is Mr. Chan involved in the lease
No.
to the current leasee?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore.
I'm just held amount consultant fee, no charge. I'm just a community advocate.
Okay. So you're asking the board, you're not accepting the $108,000 recommendation from the assessor, or $12 a square foot. What number are you asking for?
I thought under small business act, the amount of money can really help them out.
Well, we need a number. We have to look at the market value of that restaurant, that property, and what the business assessment assigned to that property. So we're asking for you to provide a number.
Can we do it around 15?
Pardon me?
Around 50,000 instead
You're
of
asking
100,000?
for, okay, so you're asking for $50,000, and that's based on the problems with the physical property and, okay, and the rent, I guess, okay. No other questions, thank you.
Okay, Lynn, any questions? Okay, all right, just following up on what Bob's questions were. So you're representing the numbered company.
Yes.
The owner is separate. Now, did and it was a numbered company that took over in January 1st of 2018?
Yeah.
And do they then sublease to someone else, or?
No.
So
Yeah.
the numbered company is running the rental?
That's right.
Okay. I understand now. All right, thank you. Those are my questions. So we will consider the evidence, and we'll get back to you in due course within typically around, well, I know being over Christmas period might slow things down, but usually we're within 2 weeks or so.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next on the agenda is 1555 Regent Avenue West, Unit T56.
You have the option to swear in or to affirm on the record. Please state your full name.
Kenneth Keats.
And you swear the evidence you present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Do you have any evidence for the panel this evening?
Yes. Let me see those two. I made 4 copies. Do you want to keep one?
4 copies is okay.
Okay. There we go. 2. There's 3, and there's 4. If you want, do you want one?
Well, it's 4 for them and then
Okay.
the panel.
Okay, those are the 4 in sequence.
Thank you. Are we short one?
There's 4.
Lynn and I could share
Yeah,
one,
we can
maybe?
share.
It's okay, I can get the copy after.
Yeah.
Just open it.
Okay, we won't write on it.
Yeah. Remind me of that. Okay, so,
Where's your pen?
yeah, no bad. So this is Unit T56, so you can just see.
Okay, so as you stated, it's Unit T 56 at 1555 Regional Avenue West, or Kelowna Place Shopping Center. The business assessment roll number or ID is 54025. The business name is O Canada, and the owner is being Foes Limited of that business. As you see below, the premise area is 1,136 square feet with a base rent of $44.10, which is amount-driven, for base ARV of $50,098. Occupancy costs are applied to the entire area, being 1,136 square feet, to get a total annual rental value of $52,740. I've just put some rent comparables also from Kelowna Place. At the bottom here, they would range from $33 a square foot upwards of $73 a square foot. They're all different units within the shopping center except the 2 Garden City ones at the bottom from Garden City Shopping Center. That is everything.
Okay, do you have any questions of the assessor?
Yeah, did you look at the term of the lease?
I didn't have the lease.
Okay. And that's the problem with why I'm here, again, because nobody looks at the term.
Okay, Bob, any questions of the assessor?
No, thank you.
Lynn?
No, not yet.
Okay, so on evaluation, you can give your evidence
Okay, so roll number 540225, I highlighted there. We got assessed at $52,740. I think page 2 is the lease between Primaris and Bose Limited. The term of the lease goes from September 1 to January 31st. And the rent is $23,000. We've got assessed at $52,000. So that's only 85% higher than what we're actually paying, which is an issue for us. And also enclosed there is a copy of the November 30th paid bill.
Which, is that on Schedule C you're saying?
The paid?
Oh, no, that's it.
Yeah. The last page is the, we paid the 600 and...
Okay, that's a tax bill.
Yeah, that's the business tax bill that we've got assessed for 2018.
Okay, then, so what is Schedule C then?
Schedule C is the rent payments. The total's to $23,000
Okay.
for the 4 months for there.
Oh, I see. Okay. Is that your presentation?
Well, yeah, those are the facts. If you want me to editorialize how wrong the system is, I will go on ad nauseum. Obviously, Mr. Taylor needs to look at the duration of the lease before he sends us a tax assessment. But that's not part of the system, there's no fault to you, that's just the way it goes. And this is my, I think, third or fourth presentation to the board on basically kind of the same idea. And I think it's falling on deaf ears, but that, I know you folks aren't up to change the system.
Okay, what, when you say term of the lease, what do you mean term of the lease?
Term of the lease, it starts September 1st and it ends January 31st, 2019.
So it's a short term lease? Then?
Correct. And we got assessed on an annual basis.
Yeah, that's broken down monthly then. Okay. Do you have any questions of your colleague?
Just a couple. Is there a way you could provide the lease document to whoever comes to your unit to inspect you guys for business assessment? It wasn't myself. But there's no way for us to know your term or your rates you're getting, considering that we were there, someone from the department was there 2 months ago. We wouldn't get any of this information until potentially even the next income expense mailer, which goes out next May, June.
Certainly, just for the asking, I never knew that you actually physically went to the spot, but there's more administration there that they would share the information with. I mean,
usually they ask for the lease when they're there. It might have just been that whoever was there wasn't privy to hand it out, or whatever the case might have been.
yeah. But we run 10 stores around the city. It'd be pretty naive to have each store have the lease at the store for a sales associate to give to a city assessor when we don't know when they're coming by, and it's unprecedented. We've never been asked for the lease before.
And you started your occupancy when again?
September 1?
September 1, and we started assessing you October 1st, correct?
Yeah.
That's it, thank you.
Okay, Lynn, do you have any questions?
Just so I can get this straight in my mind, it's a new store in KP?
Yes.
Does it usually run on a yearly
No, it's
basis?
a temporary store.
It's only like a 5
Yeah, like
month,
a pop-up store.
a pop-up store for
Yeah.
5 months at a time. And has it been doing this for a while?
No, this is the first year we've done.
This is the first year, okay. So your lease started
September 1st?
September 1st, and it ends at the end of January?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, I just need to get that in my brain. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, Bob, any questions?
Yes, thank you. So to confirm, 5-month lease, and you're saying that you should be only be responsible for the BA for that business assessment, pardon me, for that 5 months?
Correct.
Not the 12 months, okay. Maybe I'll redirect to Mr. Taylor. So Mr. Taylor, what would your policy be on that? Would it normally revert the 7 months back to the shopping center for business assessment?
It would be vacant.
It would be vacant?
Yeah,
Okay.
so when they vacate, if it is January 31st, we'd go down and vacate them for that date.
Okay.
Yeah, we might not get to it if we're not contacted by Mr. Keats.
Okay.
We wouldn't get to it until, say there's another unit going in there, or tenant going in the space, or on the income expense mailer from
Okay.
somebody else.
So the property, the appellant would be expected to pay the 12 months BA, but you would, upon notification by the property owner, you would visit the property and issue them a supplementary assessment revising that other 7 months.
Yeah,
That's
well,
not
I'm guessing
payable?
if everything goes according to nobody sees it. By the time you get your tax bill in May for BA, you would be contacting us right away to say you left in January.
Yeah.
So I don't think you'd be paying anything for 2019 at that point.
Okay.
If this is all hypothetical.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, but you would confirm his vacancy as of February 1st theoretically? I guess that's your plan?
Well, this is all news to me.
Yeah.
And before, and we're in the customer service business, I'm the customer, I'm paying you tax, like, is there a policy, is there
Well-
a phone number, is there an email that I say, yeah, we're in, we're out? Like, I would love to have that, because right now, it just kind of floats out into space, and there's no policy.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's your responsibility, or some of your responsibility, to notify the city when
We
you're...
pull
when
an
you're-
occupancy permit, so the city
Yeah, I
is
know, but
notified.
one phone call to the assessment department would trigger an inquiry for them to...
Okay, well, that's never been brought to my
Well,
attention.
now it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's great. Like,
Yeah.
I need to know, as a customer,
yeah, sure.
and as a taxpayer, I need to know what I need to do, and I have no idea, trust me.
Yeah. Well, I think it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, whoever was doing the inspections at your location should have left a card that you could have called them at and given them the lease at that moment, even if you weren't there or wasn't physically there on location. So they could have gotten a call back and got all the information from you at that point.
Could we get a list of like all the regions in the city, because we're in St. Vital, we're in Fuller Park?
Well, I can give you my card when we're done, and you
Sure.
can contact me
Yeah,
until...
that'd be great. And I apologize, I'm not being combative, I just want to comply, I want to know how to comply, because this is unprecedented. I've never been asked to show a lease before at a store. I didn't know when the assessor's showing up. I mean, it's all kind of up in the air.
So my original question was, either the appellant's going to notify you and there's going to be a correction made, or the board is going to make a decision revising the assessment, or your policy would be that as long as the homeowner, or pardon me, the appellant notifies you, you would correct it and get it straightened out before the tax bill is due in May. Would that be accurate?
I would suggest that since he said he isn't going to be there until January 31st, that I will send someone out to the location
Yeah.
in February, or he'll have my card
Yeah.
today, and he can contact me directly, and I can go down directly if he wants.
Yeah.
But, you know, as I said, with the occupancy permit, you'd think there'd be some kind of
Yeah.
information sharing amongst the different departments, but I guess that's not happening, and that's okay. I mean, I get it, it's a big bureaucracy.
There's probably a time frame for an assessor to get to an occupancy permit as opposed to notifying, different time frame than you notifying the department of changes. Yeah.
Yeah, usually with the occupancy permit too, they don't have leases attached to them at all. It's usually just what area you're getting from the owner of the unit, and that's about it. And sometimes it'll say date of occupancy, but usually we confirm that, which was clearly wrong since we put you in for October 1st and you
Yeah.
started in September 1st. So you're only paying business tax on the period of time that business is active. So if you got September free, and then whenever you're gone, we'll confirm that date with you and you get out then.
Free, wow, that's great, thanks.
Very generous.
Okay.
Thank you. That's all my questions.
Just to clarify from my own knowledge here, then, are business taxes collected monthly or are they collected annually?
It's an annual rental value. It depends how you want to set up payment for them. So in this case, Mr. Keats would have gotten a bill for October 1st when he got his supplemental, because it would have been after the original billing. So he got October 1st to the end of the year,
Yeah.
in which case he paid the $600. Say he vacated today, we credit him back for the remaining 11 days of December as a portion. I mean, if you look at his bill that he paid on his last page, it just has the annual rental value as the tax rate and has the number of effective days on it. So,
Okay.
yeah, so he's only there for 31 days in 2019, that's what he's paying. But he's paying on that market annual rental value for the amount of days he's there.
All right, that's clarifies that for me. Now, you had also checked liability on business tax. Do you have any argument to make on liability?
Explain liability.
Liability is, there are exemptions granted for certain, well, under the property assessment anyhow, for certain uses of buildings and that, retail not being one of them. Or is it just you checked off the box without really knowing what it meant?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. All right, thank you for that. I will go to the next unit, which is Unit M3. Okay, you can see that Unit M3.
You guys all ready?
What's that?
Yeah, you're good?
Yeah.
All right, so the 2018 supplemental business assessment for business assessment roll number 54026. The unit is M3 at 1555 Regent Avenue West, so again, at Kilroy Place Shopping Center. It's a part occupancy of the old Sears store there. Business name being Spirit of Halloween, owners being Bose Limited. Looking below at how the annual rental value is calculated, so we have a premise area of 15,000 square feet, and a base rent of $10 a square foot, giving the base ARV of $150,000. That's based on the market rent for the space. Occupancy costs, however, are applied to the full amount there, being heat, electricity, water, and air conditioning, and separately being $35,250. Giving that total annual rental value of $185,280. I've included rental comparables in the market area, just for some larger occupancy spaces. Sorry, there's just the one down there I feel is the best comparable, which is 2305 McPhillips, which I believe is Garden City Shopping Center there. Slightly larger space, but it's $10.75 a square foot, which is pretty close to the $10 we've marked down here for this property today. That's all I got.
Do you have any questions of the assessor? Bob, any questions?
No, I'm good, thank you.
And,
No question.
okay, you can proceed with your presentation.
Okay, this one is a little different, so it's roll number 54026. It's described as Major A, which is the former Sears. So August 1st to November 7th, it was Spirit of Halloween that we had the lease on. And I think I put copies of that in there, so that would go to Bose Limited Spirit of Halloween. And then from November 8th to January 8th, it goes to Calendar Club, which is at Indigo. So we paid $70,000 on the first part of the term for Spirit of Halloween, and then we work with Indigo at Calendar Club as well, and they paid $48,000. So I think the net was rent was $118,000 for the, again, basically 5-6 months that we ran it, August to January 8th. And it was assessed at $185,280. And again, copies of the paid bill of $3,200, $3,183. And yeah, It's $67,000 higher than what we paid, but we didn't contemplate the term. Plus the fact that we only used, going from Calendar Club, from Spirit, we only used 4,000 square feet as opposed to 15,000, so.
How much was the lease for them?
The Calendar Club lease was 48,000, and for Spirit Halloween it was 70,000.
No, but I mean in terms of square footage.
It was for 15 for the first one, and for 4,000 for the next one.
15 and 4,000.
And again, unprecedented times in retail, Target, Sears, and vacating big premises, and the system doesn't contemplate them, ebbs and flows of the marketplace. And I think we fell through the cracks again, both at the timing and the amount of the assessed, based on the market rent on that property.
All right. Again, the liability issue was...
Yeah, that's clearly misstated.
Okay. So did you have any questions of the opponent on this?
It's just two quick ones. So you're paying $10 for the Spirit Halloween store?
$10?
That's what it says, $10 a square foot. It's what it says in your lease agreement, and that's the exact same amount. That's my own point on. So your annual rent value is correct to the area, and the rent is exactly the same.
Yeah, but it didn't contemplate the duration of the term. That's an annual number that you have. We're only dealing with 4 months, or 3 months actually. August 1st to November 8th.
I'm just talking about the rent per square foot, and the area is correct.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same as in my own point.
Yeah.
So basically what we're doing here is we're going to reduce your space. I got to get there between now and January 7th to check out Calendar Club and reduce it, and then come again after January 7th and get you guys out.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. All right, Lynn, do you have any questions?
No, if I can just sort of recap, we're sort of in the same situation as the previous one with O Canada. It's a little more complicated because we have two businesses operating, one for a very short time and one and only part of the space, right?
Yeah.
So the adjustments will be made on the assessment end is what you're proposing.
I would say that, regardless of any changes you guys make, I don't have to go there and physically change it anyway, so.
Adjust for
Adjust for
the Calendar
reduction
Club
space.
side
Yeah.
and the, okay.
It's the same occupant, since it's still Bose Limited.
Yeah.
Business name obviously changes, but that doesn't impact the bill's still going to the same guy. So, the reduction would be November 7th, and then it'd be completely vacated by January 7th.
Okay, thank you. Just wanted to make sure
So
I'm
it'd be another
seeing it in the same way.
supplemental, after I issue the supplemental, but then you'll probably be gone before you even get the paper.
Yeah. You're going to learn to love me.
Well, it sounds like maybe the city would have to make some adjustments for this kind of pop-up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and again, I'd like to address the big question. Yeah, like let's address the pop-up nature and the schizophrenic nature of retail. I mean, it's quick and there's lots of pressure on retail. It's changing very quickly. And the taxation system, I'm all about taxation, but it needs to kind of address what's going on in the marketplace.
Okay, Bob, do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Great, and I have no questions on this, so thank you for your time and presentation. And last but not least is Mr. Beckett here with $14.50.
$14.50 Ellis?
That's my card. So, you just need popping down
Yeah, and we're open.
whenever.
Yeah, you give yourself a calendar too, while you're at it.
Yeah, in January, you should get discount because a few months already bought the use.
Be careful how you answer that one.
Okay, please state your full name. And you exactly evidence provided present to the truth and whole truth and nothing but the truth and help us. Thank you.
So, okay, this is Giant Tiger. You can proceed.
All right. So it's the Giant Tiger in store number 450. The business assessment roll number is 53923, located in Unit A of 1450 Ellis Avenue. The total annual rental value under appeal today is $437,580. The occupancy area is 25,222 square feet. You can see in the calculation below, we've applied a rent of $15, which isn't model generated. Again, I dealt with this property in a realty appeal by Altus, also with Kerry Reimer, and we agreed to a rent of $15 because that was what was under the lease with Sears Home. So much Sears today. All the occupancy costs, which aren't really up for dispute, are there and apply to the full area occupied. So that's how we get to the total annual rental value of $437,580 total. Again, subject lease that's, I know that's since been occupied by Giant Tiger. You see the subject lease information for the former Sears Home Store, which had a total building area of 47,847 and had a reported rent of $15 a square foot, which was what we used in the agreement. And you see some rent comparables below. With smaller areas, but also kind of like the large format retail, all in the Ellis, Empress, St. James kind of location, with only the one at 1025, everything else being 15 or 14 higher. So that's it for me.
Okay, what changed to generate the supplemental?
Well, Giant Tiger occupied it. And well, they split the space in half. Staples is on Unit B, so closer to St. James, and Giant Tiger's further away from St. James Street.
Okay.
Yeah, so when they take occupancy, that's when we would put them in for BA, which I believe happened in
August 4th.
August 4th. So, yeah, so their tax bill on this annual rental value would only be from August 4th or whatever we licensed them in August. Might have been a week or two after that until the end of the year. So based on that many number of days.
Okay, do you have any questions of the
Just a couple. So it was originally the Sears furniture store?
Yep.
Can't remember the exact name of it.
And it was Sears Home.
Sears Home, okay. And then the loading doors are on the St. James side?
Yep.
And they, for the whole building?
And they have, I looked at the permit and they broke it down. There's a long hallway to get to the Staples store, but from the loading door to the Giant Tiger store, it's pretty close.
But they go in behind the other unit?
Yeah, they're on the south end of the building.
Okay.
All right.
That's all the questions I have.
Okay, Bob, any questions on this one?
Just that the $15 agreement with Altus was based on the Sears lease?
Sears lease, which was reported to be still being paid by Sears as of the date of the appeal that Kerry and I had the property.
Okay, that's all my question. Thank you.
No questions for me.
Okay, I have no questions, so you can proceed then.
Okay, on the second page, it's just a photo there. And you can see this is, I guess whenever Google went by, they were just changing it into, on the right-hand side, that's the Staples. And then where you see the green and the other sign, that's where the Giant Tiger is. And it's at the corner of St. James and Ellis Avenue. There's McDonald's in the front. If I could ask the board to turn to page 4. The subject is a one-story retail building, and it's been split up between Staples and Giant Tiger. Now, the Giant Tiger signed a new lease in October of 2017 for 25,030 square feet. Now, we're using the assessor's leasable area of 25,222, as there is a portion behind Staples on that they have a corridor to go to the loading doors. Like the loading doors are all on St. James, so we're using the assessor's area of 25,222 square feet. As I mentioned, the lease was signed in October 17. It's post-reference, therefore I can't use it. But I put down a couple of comparisons below under market rent. We have 1395 Alice, 1747 square feet. It's a 2014 lease for 10 1/4. As far as I know, that's Lee Valley. The next one on Ellis was for 15,500 square feet. It was from 2011 to 2016. I'm not sure who it was, they're gone. And then on Milt Stiegel, which is just to the right of the subject property, there was one for 29,194 square feet. That expired in 16 as well, and it was for $12. Now, I'm not sure why, but Giant Tiger has been able to get very good leases no matter where they move, whether it's Portage, Pembina, etc. But on McPhillips, it's an older store. They have 22,155 square feet. They pay $565. On Portage Avenue, I think this is the one that's very close to the Princess Ottawa. It used to be an old Zellers, whatever. They have 20,000 square feet. They have a 2014 lease for $7 for $20,500. And then on Regent, this is by the Club Regent Hotel. Not the Club Regent, I'm sorry. I'm not even sure what it's called. The Oak.
Yep.
The Oak, the Transcona Inn, the Canadians Hotel there. It's behind what used to be a Blockbuster store. That one's 18,500 square feet. And that was the lease from February 12 to 17 for $9. And then they're in Pembina Highway, which used to be an old Canadian Tire store, 20,417 square feet. And it has a 10-year lease from February 07 at $931. So for the purpose of this report, we're using $11. And on the very last page, you'll see our workup using the assessor's square footage. At $11, we have a rent of $277,442. With the occupancy cost, we end up with the annual rental value of $336,660. That's my presentation.
Questions?
Yeah, just about your rental comparables that so most of the leases that ended before 2018 are even occupancy this year. Do you have a comparable?
Well, the one on the Lee Valley is still there. That was a front lease. They're still there. That was for 1025.
Yeah, that's the only one that we have in common here.
Yeah.
Is that Lee Valley. The rest of them were all kind of done. They didn't bracket my search criteria.
You know, I actually looked at the comparables used for the realty for this one, and then just down the street there's a Value Village.
Yep.
And it's currently assessed at 1063, and I looked at the comparables there too.
Yep.
This is about the best I could come up with.
Yeah, that one was owner occupied, so I took it out. And Carrie let me know that.
And the Value Village, yeah. I guess the market rent used was 1063, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you didn't find any other rents that were higher than $12?
Oh, I might have.
Yeah.
All right. We are on the road. I just thought those ones, like the one down the street, the Lee Valley, is very similar to the subject.
Well, the Lee Valley store, like I had that one on appeal also with you guys, I think with Brad. That's in a giant old industrial building. It has in the middle of the building, it's just not leased at all. And then there's tenancies kind of around the perimeter of the building.
Yeah, well, along Alice Avenue, it's all retail.
Yeah.
They're all occupied, and then in the back, it's subdivided. It's
Yeah, it's a mixture of industrial office and retail, and it's one giant building, whereas this is like the two stereotypical kind of retail units, so the Lee Valley isn't really...
Well, it's actually better finished than the subject.
Yeah.
Or similar, I guess, they're both like warehouses.
Yeah.
Yes, well, Giant Tiger usually aren't the plushest.
I know, because you usually got a lot of TIs.
Okay, any questions, Lynn?
No questions.
Well,
Thank you.
and I have no questions either. All right, so thank you very much for your time.
All the best, everybody, over the holidays.
Yes, same here.
Same here.
That concludes today's hearing.